So I am not, good afternoon guys, I am not going to wait for anyone to come and join the live. This is our very first live on the business page. Yes, I have on a bonnet because my hair is in a mess and I cannot, yes, I have on an old t-shirt because I cannot do my customization in new clothes because it doesn't make sense. Sometimes things happen and paint get all over. This is gonna be a lengthy video. Let's hope it's not gonna be too lengthy. The reason why I have to do the videos on the business page like this, I have to do the live videos, is because my normal Facebook page that I do the videos, I don't know what's going on with it. No matter what I do, I cannot get into it. I can only post stuff from through my Instagram business page onto my personal Facebook. I don't know why it does not allow me to post anything. It doesn't allow me to get into the page. It doesn't allow me to post the stuff that I'm posting publicly. It's only to my friend list. Nevertheless, I made a new Facebook yesterday. So those of you who get the request, yes, it is from me. And yes, you will still see, once they keep it up, but you will still see posts from me on my old Facebook. It's only 2 Facebook I have. I don't have anything else. If you see any out of timing posts on my old Facebook, you know it's because it got hacked. Because I'm not even sure about the situation with that old Facebook, because I just only be able to post things through my IG, nothing. At first I thought it was hacked. I like probably somebody tried to hack it and like they try to do whatever too many times, so it is not not allowing me to use the 2-step authentication like I accustomed using with my phone and entering my password. So, and I know my password is correct. Enough about that. I am making a video. I see nobody has joined the live as yet, but the video will be up, so nevertheless you guys can see how I do the customization. I haven't got my phone stand yet, so I have to put it on a makeshift thing that Nikolai make for me, right? So those of you who join the live, you can share the live to other people so that they would know that I was live. I know a lot of you message me and say that you guys are not seeing me and all of that stuff. I thank you for all the well wishes. I am fine and stuff like that. So whoever decide to join the live afterwards, or even decide to watch a video afterwards, it's going to be on the page. I'm not going to wait for people to come in because I don't have that time, because I have work to do. So I started my customization and this is drying. Then I have to do the tongue and remove the tape and whatever it is. So I made a video on TikTok. I did a live video on TikTok showing how I did this customization. I'm showing you guys how to do the customization if you do not have the tape. Yes, it is old school, yes, but if you do not have the tape, I'm showing you guys how to do the customization without the tape. So I did on TikTok. I'm going to download the video from on TikTok where I did this. I'm going to download it and put it on the business page as well. And then, well, now I'm going to show you how I do the customization. So the paint, you guys know the paint that we were using before to do our customizations with. It lasts long, but after probably a year and something into the wear and tear of the shoe, it started cracking, and I do not like that. So we have been using this for a while now. No, the video is not sponsored by anybody. Let me see if I can hold this up properly. I don't know if you guys could see the name, right? So these are the different colors that this comes in. This is a smaller set, right? There are many different colors. Let me put it down there. So this is many. There are lots of colors. There is a lot of bigger bottles that you can get, right? Now this is the paint we now started to use, right? And Nikolai has to use them for his school project as well. So so he has a lot of stuff to do for his school project as well. So I don't use you can put a normal cup and just wash it out when you finish, but I use disposable cups, right? These are things you need to get. Like I said, I was doing this one before, so you can get this because I don't like to put the paint in the container and have the bottle open, so I have this. You need your cotton, right? This is what I use. I use this brand. It's Simple Wrong Woolly Cotton. It have one with a purple label, and it have this one. These are the only two brands I use because they don't let go fuzzes on the shoe, right? You have to get your tape. You can get painter's tape or the masking tape. I prefer to use the Scotch-Brite tape because that actually doesn't leave sticky residue. I find that these two tapes actually does leave sticky residue. It doesn't leave much, but I prefer not having any at all. So this is your finishing polish, and this is the brand. Same, everything is the same brand. This is your finishing polish. So when you're finished customizing your shoe, you put this over the shoe. I also do 2 coats of this. I also do 2 coats, sometimes 2 to 3 coats depending on the shoe. There is a cleaner. So before you do your customization on any shoe, you have to clean the shoe because some of the shoe comes with polish on it already. All shoes come with polish on it already, right? So you need to clean the shoe. So there is a brand of cleaner with this. In this brand, I didn't get that, right? But there is the rubbing alcohol I use, or the mentholated spirit. I really do not use acetone too much because I find acetone is too harsh, right? I know there are people who say they use the 100% and this and that and the other, but this is what I was getting, so this is what I use, and it works fine. You can get a shoe stand to put your shoe on. If you don't have a shoe stand, you can use any spray paint bottle that is full, or any bottle that you fill with water. Be sure to have your gloves for when you're doing your customization. Most times I don't use gloves because I like to work really quickly, and sometimes with the gloves I find your hand sweating and slipping and whatever. Next thing to have is your different sizes of paintbrush. These are not branded brush. These are brushes I got on Amazon, and I haven't had any problems with them so far. The brushes don't leave little fuzz, little bristles behind or anything like that. I haven't had those things happen, thank God. So I would continue buying them. They come in a pack of 30 and it's different sizes. Be sure to get your little cotton swabs because you sometimes make little errors and you need to get it off one time, right? Most times I don't wait for the shoe to dry before I do the second coat. I use a heat gun and I dry the shoe and then do the second coat, then do it again, repeat the process until whatever, right? And then the last thing, I just leave it out let dry when I'm finished using the finishing coat, right? The thing is, before you start painting on your shoe, you need to prep your shoe, which is to clean your shoe before you start painting. You have to have an X-Acto knife, right? For those of you who don't know what an X-Acto knife is, this is an X-Acto knife. It's a really sharp blade. It comes in a pack with removable blades, so when this is broken or dull or whatever, you can change the blade. So this cuts really well because it's very sharp and it goes in all the little creases and whatnot. I also use my pick tools. These are my pick tools, but I have different sizes of pick tools that I use, right? If you want to use vinyl on your shoe, you can use it. You can use, because I have used the HDB vinyl, you just have to have a small iron to go around it. I have seen people use the bigger iron, but if you're not really familiar with that method, please don't attempt it because you could burn and scar the shoe. So yes, you can use HDB on this. and do whatever pattern. I have used HDB already and did camo pattern and a lot of different pattern, but today we are using the black paint and color. I also have these colors, neon colors, and try to put your shoe where nothing is gonna touch it, because you really don't want anything to be touching it, or any dust or any kind of thing to blow on the shoe, or any bubbles to get on the shoe. What I do is that if I see any bubbles or any kind of thing, I pop the bubbles one time and pass the paintbrush over it. So when you put your paint in here, you remember that let me just put this there. So remember that when you're doing the paint, before you use your paint, you're shaking it and it gets air pockets. So what I do is that when I put the paint, I'm mixing the paint like this to get any little air pockets or anything out of the paint, right? So you take your time and you go wrong and you make sure whatever it is, but don't pour too much paint, just pour enough, because this is something that I realized with this brand of paint, it actually dries really quickly. So I do apologize, I do not have my phone stand as yet, and the other one broke, so I'm going to have to put the phone on something that my son made for me to do the video with for now, but the phone is going to be turned sideways, right? Like I said, I do apologize. So if you're really interested in the video, turn the phone sideways. So rotate. I guess when you're doing live, Facebook live, they really don't want you to rotate your phone, because I'm seeing rotate something. So hopefully it's gonna stay on, right? So like I said, this method is to show you if you do not have your tape, what you do, whatever it is, right? So what I usually do is if I don't have any tape and I have to work, because like how we had the lockdown, so if I don't have any tape and I have to work, what I do is that I customize the outside of the shoe, and then sometimes customers want the inside and the tongue done, but then they want it done in different colors. So what I do is that if I know I have to do the tongue, I actually pull this as far out as it could go, and I stuff paper in here, right, and actually put it so it does not go back down into the shoe. It doesn't go back down into the shoe and touch the material. So you put the paper like so. When you're done finished painting, you put the paper to keep the tongue upwards, right? I have also used the normal clear masking tape just to hold this little pieces in the corner here so it doesn't touch. It's fine. You can use the mentholated spirit or whatever it is and take off if you get any sticky residue. So we're gonna start, and I'm gonna show you what I do. So this shoe is going into black and turquoise. So like I said, take your time where your paint is concerned and do your work. Most times I do 2 to 3 coats. So when you're doing your shoe, please take your time and do whatever you're doing. Like I said, most times I do 2 to 3 coats just to make sure that it's on there properly. Don't put too much of paint, because you really don't want this to be messy and smudgy. So it doesn't matter what angle you paint when it comes to this right here. What I do is that I paint it, and then after I go back over to the end and do all strokes downwards. Make sure wherever, and I also leave paper inside, because sometimes the paint can get inside the shoe, and you don't want that. You don't want it to end up all over and making a mess inside the shoe. Please make sure that wherever you're putting your shoe is where you're comfortable with, and be sure to clean the bottom of the shoe. In the other video that I made on TikTok, you're gonna see an example as to why you have to make sure and clean the bottom of the shoe as well. Because if you don't clean the bottom of the shoe, then you're gonna end up in a situation where as to the paint is not gonna hold, it's gonna slide. So it's not gonna hold, it's gonna slide, and it's gonna look really ugly. So when you're doing the shoe, you have to clean the base of the shoe as well. For Monica, who told me she doesn't have sturdy hands, Monica, what I do is try to rest the shoe on any flat surface. For those of you who ask me how come I don't get paint all over when I'm doing splatter, is because I brought vinyl and I have cut them in different sizes and I lay them on my table, or I have a cardboard box, a normal box you can get from the supermarket, and lay it with vinyl inside, and I use my staple gun and staple it onto the box. And the reason why I use vinyl is because I've tried everything else and I find that it's a waste of money, and then it's not easy to clean on certain surface. So I use the vinyl, and even if you use mentholated spirit or paint thinners, it doesn't even take off the thing off it just cleans normal. It cleans off the paint normal and whatever. So I've used this multiple times. So that's the other way to save money, because remember, when you're now starting off a business, you have to put yourself on a budget and try not to go over, and you have to find ways to cut corners, but not on customer material, because you want to produce great quality work. But like things like business cards and those types of things, try to learn to make your own business cards. If you don't know how, I have videos on my page showing you how to make your own business cards, how to customize your thank you cards, and all those types of things. So go back on my page and look for those videos. If there is any new and upcoming videos you guys would like to see from me, you guys can tell me. Be sure to tune into my page, because like I said, I told you guys, I made the announcement today that I am starting back class. I'm starting back to host classes from in May. So our first class is scheduled to start on the 15th of May. So I will be doing live classes for you guys and private classes. I also have one-on-one classes for those of you who are interested, and there is only 5 slots available. Again, I am only taking 30 people at a time, because remember, I still have to schedule time for my family and myself. So I'm only taking 30 people at a time. Like I said, when you are doing this, because you're not putting the tape, take your time and do it. You can do it. Once you have a good paintbrush, you can take your time and do it. If you are doing a lot of details, any pattern with too many details, I suggest you do have to use the thing. If you're doing spray painting, you have to use the tape. Spray painting, to do the spray painting is a faster way of getting this done, but I haven't. I ordered one and I haven't gotten that as yet, so I have to wait. For those of you who ask me, like, if paint gets on the outer layer and Like if you have black paint or whatever it is, or a dark color, a dark seeded color that gets on the outer edge of the shoe, what I do is wait until I try to clean it off one time so that it doesn't dry. I use the little cotton scrub and the mentholated spirit or the cleaner, the shoe cleaner, and clean it off one time. If not, and it's something that I miss or it seeped through where I had put tape, what I usually do is wait until it dry, and then I actually go in and put white paint on it. Because if I'm trying to take it out and it's not coming out, I actually put the white paint on it and take it out. Right, but just whatever you're doing, take your time. Always be honest with your customers, because when I started doing this, I didn't go to any school to learn how to customize any shoe. I just started. My son wanted this and wanted that and wanted the other, and your girl ain't had the money. Your girl ain't had the money to do it, so I just end up doing it myself, buying whatever and doing it. So you can do stuff if you put your mind to it. You can do stuff. Just take your time. So like I said, if you get any little smudging, you just take off. I had ordered a pump so that way I wouldn't have to be dipping these things. You could just use the pump and get it off one time. Just take your time and take it off. It comes right off. I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm doing, because sometimes I be so focused on my work. I'm bad at this camera thing, guys, because sometimes I'm telling you guys, I do be so focused on my work. Sometimes I even forget that the camera is there, and I just, so as you can see, the smudges came off, right? So sometimes, and always have your bin close by. I always empty my bin after every work session. Don't leave rubbish in your workshop, because it could encourages insects and whatnot, and you don't want that in your workshop, because that's a nightmare. Because ants and pests gets in all the equipment and damage stuff. So always try to keep your work area as clean as possible, and you don't want to have a dirty work area and that's what you're selling people stuff from. You know, the area is not clean. I always try to have my areas clean. I always try to keep my areas clean as possible. I don't want to be selling anybody anything and rat crawling here and cockroach crawling here. That's not a nice thing. I'm telling you, the other day I was so focused on work and I left the window open. Well, there a cockroach fly inside. Like, I was going mad that day. I stopped every single thing I was doing and clean out this whole place. Trust me, I saw the cockroach came from flying from outside, but it's still, I tell them, my OCD level is bad. I started cleaning this whole place like I going mad, and I tell Nicola empty the garbage in the washroom. But yeah, but mommy, it's only 3 empty toilet paper roll it have any garbage in it. What do you want me empty it to do? And I trip off. I was like, why can't I do that? I'm like, I don't care, get outside. I don't want to hear that. I'm telling all you, I have bad OCD and my stuff have to be organized, or else I go bonkers. My stuff have to be organized. If it's not organized, I just feel like if I go mad. Trust me. Trust and believe. You go mad when it comes to them thing. So sometimes you get little brush strokes and stuff like that. It is okay when you go back and you do the your second and what I do is that I cover back the mentality spirit or whatever I'm using one time. I don't leave it open because I think that when you leave it open, I don't know how true it is, but to me, like when you leave it open, it diminishes the strength of it. So I don't leave it open. And if you notice, what I'm doing is that I'm using the mentality spirit, yes, but I'm also using the dry side to get it clean. So this one, smudge. Trust me, when you're doing work for people, even for yourself, try to be as fair as possible and as clean and as neat as possible, because you want your customers to feel happy. Because if I pay for something and I don't like it, I just be very unhappy. So I just take my time and do whatever I have to do if I doing whatever for somebody. Because I just tell myself, I wouldn't like nobody to send me no crap. So you come up, I don't like nobody to send me no crap. Why would I tell the people crap for? I send somebody crap, I don't like crap. Tell me something and it ain't looking good, I want back my damn money. I want to hear you. So you always have to put yourself in the customer's shoe. If you don't like, you wouldn't like something yourself, where you gonna tell somebody something you don't like yourself? Right, so as you can see, right, so like you ain't gonna like people to sell you crap, so don't sell nobody no crap. Just take your time, do whatever. Don't lie to customers neither, because a lot of people that I can do this, I can do that, and they can't do it, and then they shut up the customer order, and then after you're thinking, so I just tell the customer as it is. Make you do it. Make you do it. Yes, you want me to do whatever. And trust me, there are customers who, even though you tell them make you do it, they just still, but like, take a chance now. I'll be like, no, you buy an expensive shoe and you want me to take a chance? And I don't want to pay for that shoe. Make you do it. If I can't do it, I'm telling you flat out, make you do it. Because I don't want to mess up anybody's thing. And then after you want to come to tell me about, you mess up a thing, you gotta pay for it. So I don't have any money. My money goes to UE, to my child's schooling, because he's going to school and he's taking extra classes. I got no money. I renting and I have my bills to pay. I ain't have no money. I'd rather be honest than to lie to somebody. I got no money. Right now I want to buy a house. A house ain't cheap. The prices of house is crazy out here. Houses costing you arm and a leg and more. Like, you know, arm and leg alone, your kidney, everything. I just land's free all over the place, and the government just claiming it and anything. You gotta take that. So much people homeless and going through all kind of crap out there in the streets. And still, house rotting, and they wouldn't get one. I'm sorry if the place is so quiet, guys. I didn't put on any music because I realized that when I do more videos, I put on music. Facebook master like to ban me for copyright music. I know who are copying. Sometime I made a video going there and the neighbor will play any music. I can go and tell the people take off the music. He was busy playing the music and get a notice on Facebook. The video has been taken down because you play music. Copyright content. Then it have a site that offers you free music, and lo and behold, the ball and the music free, and especially when you put it in your YouTube content. So that's another thing I have to warn all about, because you all know I started to try to make YouTube content, and one of my videos got about 1 point something K likes, almost 2,000, and lo and behold, I get a notice for copyrights and the music saying free on the website. So be careful of people who putting up music and ball. You could use it for your YouTube channel or wherever, and it's free because it's not free, because they're telling you it's free and they're claiming to YouTube that you use it without the permission. Because I have, I think, I was watching, I like to watch, shout out to Avery and Simmons. They are such a, you can go and check out their content. No, it's not sponsored. No, I'm not sponsored to tell you go and check out their content. But they have really great content, and they always tape their journey, their YouTube journey, their life, share their life with the public, and I say kudos to them, because sometimes that could be a really hard thing to do, because a lot of people are so mean and very negative, you know, because you could be trying to share the most simplest thing with you, because you have a little page and you want to make a little content, probably to get a little money, or even just to share your life with people. I think that most of their videos is more to share their life, but getting money would be a bonus. You understand what I'm saying? But they have a channel sharing their life and their experience and about the world or travel and whatever it is. And yet still, I think that one of the videos and all too, the reason why I remember to tell you about them too is because what happened is I was very upset with one of their videos, not with them, it's to the fact that I could hear the hurt in Simon's voice and Avery voice, that one of the travel videos, they work so hard and they put up the content, because trust me, to edit and all these kind of things, to sit down and edit, it's time out of your day. You're taking to do these things and make great content for your followers, because people want to know what you're doing and how your life going, and even like sometimes how I look at it is like people like them, like Avery and Simmons, who doing blogs, they are like people who like they're traveling all over the world. They just travel not really a lot, but even Avery, when she took her class and she got her degree and whatever it is like an inspiration showing you like you could do anything you put your mind to, and I felt so hurt for them. Like I could hear the hurt in their voice too, but I also felt so angry and so hurt, because one of the videos that they made, there was they paid some guy for the song, the Right Star song, so they could start to use it for the content, and the videos got so many views and whatever it is, and I think somebody else claimed that the song is their own or some stupidness. So, and I was like, people spend their money, they spend their money to get whatever, and then somebody else claiming that the song is their own. Like, you know, it's not your own, dude. Like, what you doing? Like, I just can't deal with things like that. But shout out to Avery and Simmons, even though they might never get to see my video. But y'all deserve nothing but happiness, because I've been honest with all you, it's like I started watching their videos a while back. I think I started to watch their videos, is either 2018 or 2019. I started to watch their videos. I subscribed to the channel on YouTube, and they have inspired me a lot to keep going. Like, even with the travel, like when they travel, they Avery Avery needs, you know, she just keep it real. She just keep it real. I know they don't know the people and are going on and on about them, but it's just trust me, sometimes, and even time when I was going through my little, you know, divorce and all this kind of thing, and sometimes I would get a notice on YouTube that they post a video every make, you know, pranking she in-laws or something. I would say some to Avery and Simmons, all they really don't know how well they saved my life, because trust me, when I was going through depression, I was thinking some kind of thing. I didn't say I was going to do it, but I was thinking some kind of things in my mind, you know, and watching the content and laughing, you know, it just, all the hard work paying off. And people, sometimes people just been making such negative statements. It's just, the reason why I'm talking about it is just, all you go and check out the content. I don't know about all you, but they have inspired me, and maybe they could inspire you, right? But reason why I'm talking about it is just to show you how, even though these people don't know us personally, they still take time to make their content, to share the world with us, show you that it a hope, it are things that you could do, you know, how you could travel on a budget, and how you could do certain things, and how interracial couple could work, and all these types of things. The contents are beautiful contents. It's very beautiful content. Avery's from Jamaica and things. So the content is very good content. They are also on Instagram too, guys, so in case you wanna check them out. But I know a lot of some of my viewers are interracial couple, and you guys say, oh, they have struggled with certain things and whatever, or they could watch the content and thing and see how to cope with certain things in this life, because the content is very inspirational. I won't lie to tell all you, and all you know, I don't call nobody YouTube name, I know nothing in my mouth. So to hear me calling somebody name, it means a lot to me. They mean a lot to me. They don't know me personally, and they never asked me to do this, but it's just something that, as I was speaking about how, you know, people say you could use this and then whatever, still take your money and then thing. So just to show you. But I love the fact that the two of them, how they're not just coexisting as a couple. They learning much about each other world, because Simon went Jamaica with her, and she went to his country and stuff like that, and while she taking her degree, and he, you know, he always stuck with her. So I know there are some of my fans on this page, or followers. I don't like calling people fans, like I don't really like that word, because to me, I'm not really anybody to be having no fans. But it's just a show, like, you know, when I watch them, to be honest, I just really like tell myself that, you know, it still are really good people in this world, even with how he parents just interact with her, and they were living with them for a while, and it's just show you that, yeah, still have good people in this world. So enough about Avery and Simmons. But I hope all they go and check out their content. They have great content, and they have great they have some. That's how I learn about the Skillshare thing, because I think one of the videos that they did is where I got the Skillshare thing that I share with all you. I think there's where I got it, and I got some great pointers where my business thing is concerned, and I believe that, and look at that, they don't even know you, and they're sharing these kind of information, and I just that Skillshare thing has taught me a lot and saved me a lot of rooting out my hair. So you know, at one point in time when I started my business, thank God I have a little 10k followers, 10k plus followers on TikTok. I thank God for all you know, my little following on my Facebook page and things. But you know, and I learn a lot from the Skillshare and some other advice that they share that I end up getting involved in through looking at the videos. They will share good advice. I wouldn't like to tell all it. They will share some good advice. I will tell all to check out the content, because me being disrespectful. Most YouTubers, they only care about money. They don't really care about the people. You understand, right? Most of them showing off how much money they're spending on buying this car or this thing or this thing. Their content is different, and I give them kudos for that. Their content different because they're actually giving you great advice and great content. They're showing that they care about the followers. So that's the reason, because all they don't hear me blabbing about nobody. I like myself too much. But yeah, let's give you good advice. Good advice on things. And I saw, and one of the things I admire about Avery and Simmons, because I heard Avery said it in a video, is that she say she not putting she name towards any and anything. She just have to vet and make sure that or sample it and make sure that is something good before she recommend it to she followers. She didn't recommend no shit to you. So excuse my language. So you can check it out. Right? So back to the customization. As I say, when you're doing all the customization, make sure and try to be clean. Wipe around the bottle if any ink drizzle, if any of the paint drizzle anyway and thing, because you don't want hard paint in your thing, you know. And trust me, I just put back the paint in the bottle. I don't waste nothing. Sometimes I use my stainless steel scraper and scrape. Waste not, want not. Waste not, want not. So when I do that second coat on the next shoe and thing, anything remaining, when I come and do this one back, trust me, I'm putting it in the bottle. I'm putting it back in that bottle. I don't waste nothing. I ain't wasting. Don't put on your layers too thick, because when it dry and it start to move about, it's gonna crack. So that is the reason why all the seam thing in. Do not sort your brush, because that actually damages the bristle in your brush. So don't sort the brush. Try to position your shoe in whatever angle makes you comfortable. Do not rush what you're doing, because you wanna do your best. Because just like how I like my best, I like to produce my best to give it to people. Because when I spend my money, I don't want no stupid thing. I want my thing looking good. So business has slowed down a lot with the pandemic, due to the pandemic, but nevertheless, Olia, let me tell you something. Even though business slow down, even if I get one order for the day or for the week or for the month, or not for the year, all I do for the week or for the month, I excited, I jumping up. I just be glad to see that order come true. You know, always be thankful. Because it have millions of people doing all kind of thing, and somebody, consider you or even take the time to review your page and say, well, let me place the order here, because they could have placed it anywhere else. So I just always do. You all don't have to do it, because I know, sometimes when doing business, we can't afford to do certain things right now. But what I just do is always try to, whenever I get an order from a customer, I always try to send them a free gift. So, a little something to say, well, I really do appreciate you taking the time to give me the seal. Because things are real hard out here. Things is very hard out here. Trust me, trust and believe, guys. Things is hard out here. And I know all know where I'm coming from. Things really, really hard out here. I get 16 orders for the day, and I'm very grateful for that 16 orders I get for the day. Very, very grateful. Because one of the things is I had to close down one of my website because I couldn't continue paying the monthly fee because I wasn't getting much orders to keep up with the thing. So I had to cut orders some way, and then so people had to actually message me on WhatsApp to place the order. Thank God, and thank you guys for actually taking the time to, you realize that the website now up, and you all took the initiative to message me and say, well, the website not up, I want to place an order. Ting. I really do appreciate and respect you guys very much for that. Because I know, if it was somebody else, it probably would have go somewhere else where they was like, she on the website up. Website not up right now. I'd love it. And they would have go somewhere else. So I always just appreciate all it. When things happen, and then I still have to make sure my son have to go to school, and private classes to take, and he's a little young man now, so I'm organized going to start doing some trade and thing. I want him to do good, try my best. I really do want him to do good. And I will keep trying my best to make sure he do good. Right now, I aim to break the generational curse. I ain't playing. And people say, we got generational curse. And I aim to break it. I want to knock down barriers. Too much I talk and no action. I ain't into that. Playing. And for the things that I pass through, my son life, he had to feel, he had to learn for himself, but I just work hard to try to give him a little start in life. I ain't about the life where you sit down and I never get a start and I ain't not into that. Still trying to give him a little start. You have to work for that start too. That starting coming free. That start in free. Right, so like I told you guys, I always go back and do a second coat on the shoe. So this is what it looks like so far and stuff. So this is dry to touch, because what I realize is that the paint dries really quickly. So I'm not gonna stay on the live and do the entire shoe because I'm starting to get hungry, because as I said, I was on TikTok and then I came over here because I know you guys said you haven't seen me in a while. Really alive with it. I am pretty much alive. I know you guys does actually see the post that I make from my Instagram business to onto my old Facebook page, and I made a new Facebook page yesterday. So that is the only way that you guys are gonna be able to see me for now, right? But hopefully the problem going to get rectified and you guys will be able to see me. But other than that, there is nothing and absolutely nothing that I could do. So like I said, when you're doing the shoe, be careful with your brush strokes, because you don't want to have no set of brush strokes on the shoe. Right, so take your time. Don't layer too much paint, because if you layer too much paint, it's going to show on the shoe. If you layer too much paint, because it's gonna be so thick, it's gonna leave brush strokes, and you don't want no brush strokes. I hate seeing brush strokes on shoes. And like I told you guys, I always go back in and do 2 coats to 3 coats of paint. You have your eyes. Someone asked me if this paint does smell. No, it does not. I have not gotten any smell. To me, you have to put it, you actually have to put the paint close to your nose to get a smell, and I am glad, because my sinus is raised for every little thing. When it comes to me and my sinus is raised. Every little thing my sinus is raised for. So like I said, I'm just making sure that I do not see any brush strokes. I don't like to see brush strokes on anything that I'm doing, unless I'm painting something on Canva and it requires you seeing the brush stroke because you want them to see particular detail when you're painting. Yeah, but other than that, I do not like seeing brush strokes on anything that I'm doing. So I try not to leave any brush strokes. So that's it. I'm just gonna go back over here on the base of the shoe and do a second coat. One thing that I like about this, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, the paint actually dries quickly, you know. It really does dry quickly. The paint actually does dry quickly. And yes, you can clean your shoe afterwards, I wouldn't scrub my shoe because I'm not a scrubber. It's not recommended to scrub the shoe, right? But yes, you can clean it. I just use clean off when I'm cleaning white shoe, because someone asked me how do I keep my white old school so white. I don't use Breeze, I don't use Clorox. I actually use something called clean off. That is, even like if I get like a stain on my white clothes, I use that. And I can't remember who recommended it to me, but it was like a time, I think that sometime I went to a friend's house, and my lady Mother Nature and she spiteful destructive self decided to come, and my friend had white sheets, lily white sheets, and I felt so embarrassed, and she was like, no, don't be ashamed, because I was asleep and it came all of a sudden, and it wasn't even supposed to come that time. It was supposed to come later that month. She was like, no, you don't need to be ashamed. And she used that, and it came off immediately. And then after that, I started using it, because sometimes, things happen, accidents happen, and my white mattress had gotten stained, and the stain dry because I didn't even know, and right, so that is my second coat on this side. I'm just going back with the other coat, and so I'm not gonna be doing too many coats on the bottom, because that's the bottom of the shoe, because I really laid it on the bottom of the shoe. So the way how it looks is that I don't need to go back and do like a second coat. Just like these spots that I missed is what I just need to touch up. Yeah, but since that I have been using it like with white clothes and stuff. Like sometimes you go, and the other time I went out and curry dropped on my beautiful white blouse. I was so mad, but I used it and it came right off. So that's something you guys could try too, using that. You guys could try using that and see if it could remove any stains you all have that you all may like removed. I don't use it on my stove because I used it when I now got it. I tried it a couple of times. It works fine and takes off scums, but I don't know, I find when you're cooking the stove gets like a smell. I don't know, like when the fire heats up, even though, because I used to clean the stove and then after I use water and clean it, but I still found that I was getting a smell from the stove. Not like a bad smell, but just a kind of odor I didn't like. So I had stopped using it was to make sure it was that, and I realized it was that, so that's why I stopped using it on the stove. But it does clean your stove well too. So as you can see, you're not seeing no type of brush strokes, right? So I'm gonna put this one here. I'm gonna take off this one. So remember to put it down like this, and remember it's you alone doing this, so be patient with yourself. This is dry, so I could just leave it, let it touch. But make sure that this stuff is dry. I know for a fact that it's dry because it was on there for a while. Right, so this is dry and it's safe to the touch, as you guys can see. So I'm just going to do my second coat, but I'm going to take off the tape and do my second coat. Like I said, you don't have to do as I'm doing. You can leave your tape on and do whatever, but I really like to go as close to the edge of everything that I'm doing as possible. So this is the reason why I think. And if you use your tape, especially tapes like these, sometimes it could leave like little sticky residue. It don't really leave much, but it does. So what I do is I wet the cotton swab and I pass it on the shoe again before I go in with the other color of paint, right? And the reason why I do this is because I don't want any sticky residue when I'm painting. To me, most times, I think that most times when they paint, I'm not sure if they pull out their tape one time, but most times when I paint, I just pull out my thing one time. I don't wait for it to dry. I'll just take my time and remove it. You could leave it. Like if you probably do too much layers of paint and you're afraid the paint might run or something, you can leave it. But most times I don't. Once I done painting the area, I remove the paint, remove the tape. Like I said, I'm not taking any bullying or any type of thing. Everybody have their method as to how they do their customization. I have never had any complaints with the method that I use. I didn't go to any professional school. I learned to do what I did because my son wanted expensive shoes and I didn't have the money, so I had to learn to do stuff so that he would be more comfortable. So I started doing this for him, and then other family members started asking me, and then their friends would see them with it, and then more and more people started asking me to do it for them, and then it just became a thing. So if you notice, I'm just going around the shoe and touching any little parts that I see look like I missed. Always take your time and look over your work that you're doing, because remember, you're doing it for someone. And not only that, I just prefer to always do stuff good, because I doesn't want to do anything halfway, because I wouldn't like anybody to give me any halfway work. So everybody have their way of doing things, and I have mine. If I was doing smaller designs, I wouldn't have used this big brush, and I wouldn't have been moving this fast. But don't do as I do, because like I said, I'm accustomed doing this. So don't do, if you're a beginner, do not use the methods that I showed you before, and take your time. Don't do as I do. because you don't want to end up in any problems. And please, if you know that you're not a professional yet and do not take money from people to do these things, because you don't want to be messing up people's expensive shoe. And that's don't practice on people's shoe. Buy some cheap shoes, because that's the things that I did. Buy some cheap shoes and use them. Practice on those things. I'm pretty sure you have family members who have little shoes and things, you know, they want to get rid of. If you ask them, they'll get it. Practice on those. And practice on people's expensive shoes, because trust me, a man threatening to murder you for your expensive shoes. I laughing, but it's a serious thing, eh? A man threatening to murder you for your expensive shoes you mess up ain't a funny thing. Is it life you're playing with, son? My son do customization too, and some of these paint have to go, well, all of these paint, because there's more than, I'm just showing you the ones that I use, but there's more than one sets that I have there. I brought some for him to do some customization for his class, because that's what he's taking courses in those things. He's training to do whatever. So he is learning from me, yes, and he learned from me, but he wants to do more detailed customization. He wants to do more cartoon print and stuff. So yeah, that's a thing he's going into. Right, so I believe that's it. I'm done here. I think I just need to pass it back. Here. To the time. Right, so I'm gonna put this, let it dry, and I am gonna make a video and show you guys the finishing product. I'm sorry I can't stay on the live and do the entire video. Maybe if it was earlier on I would have, but I have things to do. So have a good day, a good night I should say, guys, and remember, like I always say, never make life make you bitter, make it make you better. So always love and respect in the house. So just give me a second, I'll turn on the camera. I'm telling you guys goodbye, you know, but I still have the camera on. So that's it for my video. Bye guys, and thank you for spending time with me.